channel, and it is finally, after like weeks of this album being out, my bad, but it is finally time to review the new Polo G album, Hall of Fame. This is Polo G's third studio album, I believe, as his back-to-back trilogy that started back in 2019 has finally come to an end. This Chicago rap star has finally made his way to the top, and he is getting very comfy. So pretty much he is here to stay. So when this project came out, it had been actually the first album I reviewed of June. I reviewed it back in my on Instagram. It was the first album that I heard in June, and you know, at that point it had been the midpoint of 2021, and you know, I was just very desperate to hear something decent, because it's just it hasn't really been a good year for new music, unfortunately. And Polo G's new album is exactly that, if not one of the better rap projects to come out this year. So you know, I definitely do appreciate that. Now admittedly, I got into Polo G last year, but I gotta say, hearing his first three projects, I gotta say that those first three albums are definitely like some of the most ambitious albums I've ever heard in a while. 2019's Die a Legend was Polo G pretty much embarking on this new journey in fame, as he tries to make a name for himself in the rap game. You know, I actually do appreciate that in the album cover, you know, up in the sky, Polo G's, like, you know, friends that have passed away, and just probably past rappers as well that have passed away too soon. You know, they're looking down on him as he, you know, tries to make him proud, and you know, just, you know, tries to live for them because he is still alive. You know, just pretty much like wanting to do the best that he can in the rap game while he is still alive. And last year's The GOAT was Polo G pretty much establishing himself in the rap game, as he pretty much lets everyone know, every new rap fan, every old rap fan, you know, OG rapper, new school rapper, just pretty much letting everybody know that he is on his way. He is fucking coming to just like be a fucking beast in the rap game. You know, that was actually the first album I ever heard by Polo G. It was actually the album that got me into Polo G. You know, shout out to the homie Joshua who requested that album last year. You know, I didn't know what to expect, but I definitely don't regret hearing it, because it was one of the best rap music that I've heard in a fucking while. So after Die a Legend and The GOATs, this new album is Polo G rightfully taking the throne as he sits on top with his fellow rappers. This project is very different, because it shows Polo G not being as serious as he was in his first two projects, and just truly having fun with his craft, and sort of like experimenting here and there, trying to see, you know, what he could do, you know, besides like, you know, making some like sort of like sad woke shit, you know, just pretty much like, you know, having fun with it, you know, just pretty much like just rightfully and enjoying what he does. Those of you who witnessed Polo G's come up, you know, even before Die a Legend, you know, I don't know if he like has any more projects besides that before Die a Legend, but those of you that were able to witness Polo G's come up, y'all know very well at this point how heartbreaking Polo G's music can be. Probably a lot more heartbreaking than a lot of Forest music combined. And I can definitely vouch for that, especially with last year's The GOAT. You know, Polo G's like pain is so real, and you know, you can obviously just fucking feel it, you know, considering that his music was created around like, you know, all the losses that he experienced, you know, all the trauma that he experienced, you know, just the unfortunate environment that he grew up in. You know, his music is very fucking heartbreaking. You know, he has very heartbreaking storytelling, and you know, he has a very heartbreaking, you know, like life growing up, unfortunately. But you know, considering that, I do think it was very nice to see him, you know, just have a lot more fun, and you know, to like sort of be happy for a while in the moment. It was definitely really good seeing Polo G, you know, show off his skills a lot in this project, and just prove that he's more than a quote unquote sad rapper. I do this because I wouldn't consider him like a sad boy rapper. Yeah, he has like a dark past and everything, and he definitely like surrounds his like music on like more of like his past trauma and everything, his storytelling of like how he grew up and everything. But I don't consider that being a sad rapper. I just consider that he has a lot of his truth that he still needs to say, and it's finally coming out now that he is releasing it into something that's a lot more positive instead of just bottling it all up inside. It's the same reason why I feel people shouldn't have seen Kid Cudi as a sad boy rapper when he first started out with the first Man on the Moon album. When that album first came out, a lot of people saw him as a sad rapper, and I don't think Kid Cudi really was like a sad rapper. Sure, was he doing a lot more different shit than most people that were trying to come up in the early 2000s in rap music? Of course, he was very different, and because of that, people probably saw him as like a sad rapper not having fun. But I just see Man on the Moon as Kid Cudi, like just telling his truth, and just being on this pursuit of happiness, hoping that this new journey in rap will get him to the life that he's always wanted, and to get him to a more like positive mindset. I will say that Polo G is definitely more of an old school rapper. If he wasn't like a new school rapper right now, I could definitely see him like do a lot of like dope old school shit, maybe in the early 2000s, or maybe like in the late 90s. I could definitely see him pulling out shit like that, because it seems that's definitely like his motivation and his inspiration. But I definitely do appreciate that Polo G like sticks more to like a modern like a traditional modern rap album, as he like does like some trap songs, some club hype songs. He just pretty much is all over the place, trying to like just pretty much like experimenting to see like what he would sound like if he would do like something a lot more modern. And for the most part, I would say it sounds pretty fucking dope. It definitely does give Polo G the chance to like really show off his skills, show off his rapping skills and everything, show off his flow. He definitely goes hard on a few tracks here and there. So I did appreciate, like him trying to take more of a modern route, trying to see, like if he could appeal to more like new school rappers. It definitely gives him a chance to show off his skills. He goes hard on many tracks on here. He has a really great flow, he has really good lyricism. I do appreciate what he did to try and take a more like modern approach, to see if he could really like reach out and speak out to a lot of like new rap fans. However, it definitely doesn't stop Polo G from sharing a few sad and deep tracks throughout the whole project, as he mostly sings over like really great acoustic sounds, especially on the track So Real. That one is my favorite track on the album. It is a very deep and just a very like heartbreaking song in general. I definitely wasn't expecting Polo G to sing throughout this whole project, but I'm definitely glad that he did, because I feel that his singing voice has definitely gotten a lot more better. I don't think I've heard it that much in The GOAT or in Dial Legend, so I really did appreciate him going outside of his comfort zone and just singing. He definitely does have a really good singing voice, and he definitely pulls at the fucking heartstrings. And he just really has a good way at keeping your attention, and just creating a very like heartbreaking vibe that is super relatable to a lot of people. I definitely would say that at this point, Polo G does sound a little bit like a modern Tupac. It's obvious that Tupac was a very big inspiration in him. I can sense a lot of Tupac in him, especially in last year's The GOAT. He definitely has a lot of Tupac in him, and most people would say that's a bad thing. Like I know a lot of people like say that Biggie and Tupac were definitely like the godfathers of like gangster rap and all that, and nobody can do it like them. But I personally would think that if Tupac was still here, he'd definitely be fucking with what Polo G is doing now. And I gotta say that the features on here are definitely a lot more better than ever, as Polo G collabs with many talented modern like superstars that are fucking killing the rap game right now. So Polo G does create a few party anthems here and there in the album. One of them is the song entitled Party Life with DaBaby. I pull up, those fucking memes are fucking dope. But I gotta say that track is definitely really fucking impressive. DaBaby recently has really been impressing me. Don't get me wrong. I fucking saw his double XL a few years back, and he definitely is a really dope freestyler. You know, he's a really dope artist. But what I really appreciate on this track once again is that DaBaby is singing, and you know, I personally really enjoy his singing voice a lot more than his rapping voice sometimes. You know, I think he definitely should do more shit like that. You know, DaBaby is just a really fucking funny like person, and I think that's the reason why we all still love to hear like what DaBaby has to offer uh, when it comes to new track. I also want to give a quick shout out to the track Go Part 1 with G Herbo. It is actually once again another really impressive track. You know, G Herbo recently this year in a lot of features has been really impressing me. You know, he is undoubtedly a fucking like great hardcore fucking rapper. You know him and Polo G definitely like you know showed people like that old school fucking like gangster rap vibe. You know, I appreciated like the whole fucking like team deathmatch that they did on this whole fucking song. You know they definitely are a great fucking duo. They went hard on this song, and they went hard on the album in general. I would also argue that Gang Gang with Lil Wayne is a fucking like dope old school gangster vibe as well. You know, I just really appreciated all the old school tributes to the to the gangster rap that you know got hip hop famous in the first place. And you know, although a lot of modern gangster rap just hasn't really been like that dope for me, unfortunately. I am glad that there are people like Polo G and G Herbo as well that really do like give off those like great old school and modern gangster vibes that we don't really have much left of, unfortunately. And finally, I do have to give a shout out to the track Clueless, which includes a posthumous feature with the late Pop Smoke. You know, sort of getting us all hyped up for the new Pop Smoke album that's gonna be coming out very soon this month in July. I'm actually really excited for it. You know, I didn't get to truly appreciate Pop Smoke before he passed away, but you know, after he did, I really did like see the amount of potential. You know, and once again, it's sad because you know you're left with this question of what if just what could have been, because Pop Smoke died way too fucking soon, man. Like, you know, that kid was only what, like maybe 20, maybe 21 years old, you know, around my age. You know, it's really unfortunate just how easily it could be taken away. You know, he definitely had a lot more to offer, and this track is fucking living proof of it. However, I do gotta say that there were a lot of features on here that just really didn't contribute well when it comes to a Polo G album. Like, for example, the fucking track with the Kid Laroi, you know, I think it's called No Return. That one is just so fucking obnoxious, y'all. Like, I'm sorry, you know, like, last year on my Instagram, I talked about the Kid Laroi album that came out. Someone requested it to me, and I never talked about it on my channel because I had zero nice things to say about it. And it's like, you know, like I want to give like new rappers, especially young rappers, a chance, because you know chances are is that they do have a lot of potential. But you know, I think I'm gonna wait till the Kid Laroi like gets a bit more mature as he grows up, because right now I'm not really fucking with him. I also didn't really fuck with Losses with Young Thug. You know, I'm not gonna get too much into this because at this point you all know how I feel about Young Thug. You know, I just personally can't really stand that guy when it comes to certain features. You know, like it makes me kind of upset because Young Thug is a very like well-respected person. You know, not only to a lot of new and old rappers, but just to a lot of rap fans in general. You know, Young Thug is somebody that people see as a fucking legend, and you know, at this point, you know, like me, like being this into music, I still don't see what's so great about him. And honestly, For the Love of New York with Nicki Minaj is fucking no. Like I like at this point am not really that into Nicki Minaj anymore. You know, like sure she was good for her time, like back when she first started out, but at this point I feel like, you know, she doesn't really have much to offer anymore either. You know, I'm not gonna lie, there were a few like moments when I've heard Nicki back in the past that she was a really dope lyricist. But now it just seems like, you know, I just don't feel her like, you know, rapping about the same shit that she was rapping about back in the day. It just really works out now. But although I will say I gotta be honest, I'm glad that for the Love of New York song with Nicki Minaj didn't turn out to be a Polo G making his own version of Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. You know, because when I saw this track, I thought that it was gonna be just like that, especially because in last year's The GOAT, he made his own little version of Changes by Tupac with BJ the Chicago Kid, and that one actually turned out really good. And I definitely was expecting, I was expecting this to be another remix of that great song by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. But I'm glad it wasn't, because I felt it definitely would have ruined the song for me. So I'm definitely glad it wasn't like that, but still, it wasn't really like my favorite song, at least. And honestly, I do gotta say that there were many tracks on here that were like badly mixed sometimes, like it was kind of hard for me to kind of like love the production on here. Like I truly love the production value when it was just a acoustic guitar, like I did appreciate, how like genuine and raw that sounded. You don't really hear like actual instruments, especially in rap music, that much anymore, unfortunately. And I really did love those segments. But like other segments, maybe like 2 or 3 tracks where Polo G is on his own, or with other artists, that like there was like this like weird like poorly mixed like production on it. It just really like ruined some of the album for me, unfortunately. I definitely wouldn't say that this is the best Polo G album. It is honestly still a fun album to listen to, especially if you have witnessed Polo G's come up for a very long time. It is a very fun and just a very like great album to hear. Like I said, it is definitely one of the better sort of decent modern rap projects that came out this year. But personally, last year's The Go is definitely the best for me. Second place would definitely be Die a Legend. This one isn't really my favorite, but I did have a lot of fun hearing it either way. So at this point, it's obvious that Polo G feels that he should be considered one of the greats, one of the great rappers to ever do it in the rap game. He definitely feels that he should have that spot when it comes to people talking about who are the best, like modern rappers right now. And although that debate will take a while to happen, Polo G only has 3 studio albums right now. He definitely has a long way to go. But until then, I will say that this project is yet more proof of Polo G's obvious potential in the rap game, that I at this point am very excited to see what else he does, especially after this incredible trilogy that he made. So until then, I am gonna give this album a 7 out of 10. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed my review. What did you guys think about this album? Have you heard it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What are your favorite tracks? What are your least favorite tracks? Please let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your opinions about it. And with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, click that button up below, all that good stuff. And don't forget to stay happy.
It's like I'm living a dream, that's how to reach. I've been cooking like Walter and Jesse Pink. It's exhausting trying to be a prodigy. Fast deep.